What's up, guys? My name's Gamer360 Sports, welcoming all of you to this episode of our Houston Astros franchise. As you guys know from the past episodes, Houston has struggled throughout the entire first month of the season, losing in both simulations and user games. And we hit a huge snag after losing the series to Oakland because against Cleveland, in his next start, Bud Norris tore his hamstring and is out for 2 to 3 months. That is a huge blow to our rotation, forcing rookie Brad Peacock to take on the starting role for the Houston Astros. A guy with an 18.69 ERA and lost his last start replacing Bud Norris. He is useless and has more walks than strikeouts. He barely has any strikeouts on the season. Now against the Cleveland Indians, we lost yet another series. Every single series this season, we have lost 2 games to 1 just about. And as we continued on, we went into a series against the Seattle Mariners yet again. And let me tell you, it was going to be an interesting matchup as it was going to be Brad Peacock's first career start, followed by Iwakuma on the mound for the Seattle Mariners. Now here's the AL West right now. You can see we're behind the Mariners by just 1 game with an 8-12 record. Now let's go into the broadcast booth in Houston. It's Houston Astros baseball back at Minute Maid Park in Houston, Texas, as it's the Seattle Mariners and the Houston Astros up next. Hi again and welcome back to Minute Maid Park here in Houston, Texas, as it's an in-division matchup between the Seattle Mariners and the Houston Astros. Right now, Houston is not doing good. They're 8-12 and dead last in the AL West. And today could be an interesting matchup, as Iwakuma is on the mound for Seattle, and on the mound for Houston is Brad Peacock in for Bud Norris, who is on the DL for the next 2 to 3 months with a torn hamstring. It's going to be Brad Peacock's first career start. The rookie is looking to look pretty decent today at home. He is in as the #1 pitcher in the rotation due to the injury. Now here's the lineup for the Seattle Mariners today. Seattle wants to do good on this very young pitcher. Morse will be in the heart of the lineup, followed by Kendrys Morales and Jesus Matero. But anyway, right now, as we're continuing to look at all the stats, Brad Peacock had a horrible outing replacing Bud Norris last time. 2 innings pitched, 3 hits, 6 runs, 6 earned, 4 walks, and 2 strikeouts. This could be a rough outing today for Brad Peacock here at home. He hopes to try and look decent. He was a long reliever so far this season, but now he's making the move into the starting rotation. All the fans are getting loud here in Houston for the first pitch. And this could be a rough matchup today here at home. Like we mentioned, Brad Peacock making his first career start as a rookie. Now up at the plate is Dustin Ackley, 4 home runs, 11 RBI so far this season. The most unique thing about today's pitcher and Brad Peacock, he isn't a traditional pitcher. The traditional pitcher has a fastball, maybe 2 fastballs, a curveball, and 1 other pitch. This guy has a sinker, a curveball, a changeup, and a slider. No fastball in any way, which could change things up, meaning there's not going to be a single meatball all game, hopefully for the Houston Astros. And here comes the 3-0 pitch, and that's going to be ball 4. And this is already looking shaky. Brad Peacock is nervous on the mound. He walks his first career batter in his first career start. And Brad Peacock continues to struggle. He's pitched, at this point, 5 straight balls to start the game. Make that 6, 2-0 in the count. Here comes the 2-0 pitch, 3-0. And you might want to start warming up the relievers because that is going to probably get to 8 balls. Yes, it will. And now move the man, and here we go. Throwing. And that's going to be a walk, and no man will move on to second. They almost thought it was actually going to be like a strikeout, but nope. There is no chance to get the out. They just played it safe just in case it was a strike. Here comes the 3-1 offering. Ball 4, and he walks. The bases loaded. get the bullpen ready because this is not looking good to start off the day. Bases loaded with no outs in the first inning. And here comes the 1-1 offering. This is going to be hit into the left field corner. This is going to bring in run 1. And that's going to actually bring in 2 runs on the RBI double. My mistake on the wording, but man, oh man, that's going to make it 2-0 in the first inning. A nice hit by Kendrys Morales as that will be hit into the corner on this replay. The fielder got to it just as it reached the corner. That is not good for Houston. They are already not looking good with Peacock struggling. Ground ball. This is going to get 1. And no, it won't, because that will not get a single out. There's still no outs as Rayon Ibanez is up at the plate. 3-0. Here comes the first pitch. It's going to be an air ball, and Peacock continues to not look good. Someone get the pitching coach out there. 2-0. And here comes the pitching coach. They're going to be starting to talk about things with Brad Peacock. This is not looking good. Oh my goodness, Brad Peacock, another 4-pitch walk. They continue to struggle. Seattle continues to put men on base. They've almost gone the entire cycle in the rotation to start off this game. And you have to worry about Bud Norris. This could affect the entire Houston Astros season. This one's going to be hit foul into the left fielder's seats. That'll make it now 1-2. You have to worry, like we said, for Bud Norris, because Bud Norris, oh wait a minute, crazy pitch, it's a wild pitch. This will bring in a run, and now it is 4-0. Oh my goodness, Houston is not looking good. Here's the replay. Peacock throws it wild, and that bounces off the catcher's right arm. There is no chance to get the out, and now we'll keep man on second and third. 2-2. Here comes the 3-2 offering, and that should have been a strike, but it's ball 4. The bases are loaded again. Somebody has to pull him from the rotation. This is the worst outing I've ever seen in the first inning since Ricky Romero earlier this season. Here comes the 0-1 offering. That's going to be strike 2 on the swing. Looking for out number 1 on the day. High fly ball going to right field. It looks like the man on third will tag up, and here comes the throw. The men are moving on to second and third, and here's the run. 5-0 Mariners. Now there's men on first and third. That's only the first out of the inning. And it looks like Brad Peacock is done on the day. They're starting to get the pitching coach out right now. Saunders hit this ball into right field on the RBI sac fly. But man, that was not a good outing for Brad Peacock. Not good at all. And here comes Jarred Cosart in his third appearance this season, trying to get out of the mess of the century for the Houston Astros. 5-0 in the first inning. Brad Peacock walking almost every single batter he faced, and we almost went through the entire rotation. This is not looking good. I'd say Jarred Cosart has to be penciled in or something into the starting rotation, because that was the worst outing I have ever seen in Houston Astros baseball history. Never in my life have I seen one pitcher walk more batters than strikes the entire inning. It's 5-0 Mariners with only 1 out in the first inning. We'll be right back here in Houston. It is 5-0 Mariners here on Houston Astros baseball. And here comes Brandon Ryan, 151 average, 4 RBIs, on-base percentage 31.8%. Looking for the strike, 2-2, and that's going to be strike 3 on the swing. And that'll keep the men on first and third. That's the first strikeout of the game, and they almost went the full rotation with Peacock. But now, what will they do? Here comes Dustin Ackley again, who is the first batter of the game. He was already walked in this inning just 2 outs ago. Ground ball going to second base. This is going to bring in another run. And it looks like Martinez runs right by the ball. This will bring in a second run on the RBI double. Make that an RBI triple. Man going to third, and Dustin Ackley has a triple. Seattle just took over this game right from the start. And it looks like the Mariners are going to win this no matter what. And here comes the 0-2 offering. Curveball. And that's going to be hit. Here's the throw to first, and that's going to get out number 3. And that's the worst outing I have ever seen. 7-0 Mariners. 2 hits the entire inning. Peacock walked so many batters, it was chaos as Sedino, Wallace, and Altuve. And here is the Houston Astros lineup. This might not make a difference after a 7-run inning to start off the game. Altuve will go in the 3-spot hitting .266, and the top hitter on this team has seen his average dip downward since his return from injury. Now here's Iwakuma, who is 1-1 on the season, 3.33 ERA on 27 innings pitched, 21 hits and 4 walks, and a bunch of strikeouts. And here comes Jose Altuve, who is hitting .266 with 2 RBIs, not looking good in the 3 spot because they can't get on base. Here comes the first pitch. Chop ball towards third base, and now get out number 3. Wait a minute, that sailed up in the stands. And he has to rush to first base because that could get him out. But man, Kyle Seager throws that one almost into the stands. It's almost a ground rule double. But man, what a throw. That was a routine out. It lands almost in the stands. That is going to be the second time in as many days we've seen that here in the Major League. Now counted as an E5 after that huge error. This one's going to get hit right into left field, and that's going to put man on first and second. That's the first hit of the game for the Houston Astros. Maybe we have a hitter's duel today, but this time it's not about the walks. If you can remember last week against the Athletics, they left on so many men during the game, it was ridiculous. During that game, they had men on first and second twice, the bases loaded in the final inning once, and men on first 3 times. Ground ball going towards the second baseman. Can they get the out? And it's an infield single. Carlos Pena will end up loading the bases for the Houston Astros. And Iwakuma is being answered back. This is what Houston needed after the meltdown by Brad Peacock in the top of the first inning. Houston has loaded the bases. Here comes the 0-2 pitch, and that's going to be strike 3 on the slider. And Iwakuma gets out of a bases loaded situation. Houston is still down 7-0 after 1. Can they come back? We'll see here on Houston Astros Baseball. And here comes the 1-2 offering, thinking strikeout on this pitch, and he's going to strike out Mike Morse. And the curveball right down the center of the plate. He cannot get the grip, and that's going to be the first out of the inning. Cosart is looking much better than Brad Peacock. If he can get through this game and not allow another run, which has already exploded after the first inning of walk after walk after walk, Cosart can break into the rotation to replace Bud Norris. And here comes the 0-2 offering. Strike 3 on the swing. 2 strikeouts for Jarred Cosart. And man, he is cruising after allowing 2 more runs after the explosion by Peacock. He is looking good. Take a look at this. Cosart throws the ball and throws it right down the center of the plate so fast, he strikes out another man. And here comes the 1-2 offering. Strike 3, a pitch way outside the zone. That's a changeup. He strikes out the side. And now we're going to the bottom second. Castro, Martinez, and Anko up next for Houston. And here comes the 3-2 offering. High fly ball. deep left center field. Bing! Zoom! That baby isn't coming back. It's out of here. Home run. And Kyle Seager hits this ball into right center field, not left center field, for a solo shot to make it 8-0 Mariners. You can already put this one in the books for Houston because this game is getting out of reach, mainly because of Brad Peacock and his walking errors. And Cosart is taken for a ride for earned run number 3. That was a high fly ball into right center field, into the bullpen, and almost went dead center, almost landed in the Houston Astros bar. And here comes the 1-2 offering again. Ground ball going to the third baseman. This will get out number 3. And we're going to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Houston trying to get something going after a solo shot by Kyle Seager to make it 8-0 Mariners here at Minute Maid Park. That's going to be a curveball on the outside. Strike 3. That's going to be another strikeout. Second of the game for Iwakuma. Now up on the schedule for the Houston Astros is the Red Sox and the Yankees. That is not good for them with the way their team's going. And here comes the 3-2 offering. Strike 3, and that's going to be a second straight strikeout. He doesn't swing again. He swings on a ball outside the zone. This time he doesn't swing on a pitch inside the strike zone, as Iwakuma gets strikeout number 3 on the day, as he does not even react. It's going to be a ball on the outside, 2-1. And here comes the 2-1 pitch. This is going to be hit into the dirt, and this will be an out. A 2V does not get the infield single, and that's out number 3. Up at the plate next, in the top of the 4th is Ackley, Torres, and Morse. The Seattle Mariners on top, 8-0. And Mike Morse is only 0-1 on the day with a walk and a run away today in the 1st inning. And it's the 4th inning right now. Here comes the first pitch, and that's in ball upstairs, 1-0. And here comes the 1-0 offering. High fly ball to right field. Is this one out of here? No, it's going to die in the warning track. And another inning gotten out of for the Houston Astros. Carter, Pena, and Dominguez will be coming up next for the Houston Astros. It's 8-0 Mariners. Now here's J.D. Martinez, ground out in the 2nd inning. 267 overall in the season with 3 home runs and 10 RBIs. And here comes the first pitch. High fly ball, deep left field, and this will die just short of the warning track. Could have been a home run, but nope, J.D. Martinez cannot hit that ball well enough. And that's going to be outside, and that's going to make it 2-2. He was almost set to cream that one over the fences, but he caught it just in time that it was going to go outside the strike zone. That's going to be chopped in front of the plate on this pitch, and that's going to be another out, out number 3. And Iwakuma continues to cruise through this one. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Seattle as Seager, Sanders, and Ryan are coming up next. And here comes the 1-2 offering. That's in the dirt for strike 3. And Houston continues to struggle. And Iwakuma right now, here's his pitching report. He's thrown 42 of his pitches, have been forcing fastballs, but the splitter is on the rise. He's thrown 13 on the day. He's thrown 22% of those on the day. But man, can he throw the ball today with the splitter and the 4-seam fastball. Now here's Brett Wallace, 0-2 on the day with strikeout and a flyout. And here comes the 1-0 offering. Ground ball in between the first baseman and the second baseman. That's going to be a base hit for Brett Wallace. Maybe Houston can get another rally going with hitting today. Here's Jose Altuve, 0-2 with 2 groundouts. Hopefully he doesn't head into a double play situation for the Houston Astros again. Here comes the first pitch. And that is going to be a wild pitch. It's going to move Brett Wallace to second. He had no idea what happened for a second. It looked like the ball was hit off the bat at the same time, but That will be a wild pitch to the backstop. It bounced off the top of Morales' glove, Matero's glove actually, and that is a risky play for Seattle. If there was more men on, that could have been worse. Ground ball going towards the second baseman. That's going to move a man on third. A 2V cannot get the run in, but that's going to end up being a sacrifice ground out. And here comes Chris Carter, 1 for 2 on the day with a single in the first. Looking for the big hit that could give them their first run of the game. And here comes the 0-2 pitch. Strike 3 on the splitter, and that's going to end off the inning. Houston continues to struggle in this game. That's going to end off 6 innings. Still 8-0. Iwakuma still cruising through a shutout. And here is your game summary after 6. Dustin Ackley is your top hitter, 1 for 3 with 2 RBIs, 3 bases, a walk and a run. Carlos Pena, 1 for 2 on the day, best hitter for Houston. And Iwakuma has 7 strikeouts and 3 hits through 6. Now here's Mike Morse, 0-2 with a walk and a run today. Last time he flied out to the warning track in right field. High fly ball, deep left field. Bing! Zoom! That baby isn't coming back. It's out of here. Home run for Mike Morris. Another solo shot, and that could be the end of the day for Cosart pretty soon. That's the second home run allowed by Cosart today. And actually his 4th earned run as well. So far this season, he hasn't allowed many runs, but today, he is not looking good. He might be charged with a loss with the amount of runs that have come in off of him for today. He was responsible for 2 of them, which were both solo shots. Mike Morris creamed this ball into left field. Man, oh man. Bing, zoom, that baby isn't coming back. Moment time, that's off the top billboards. And warming up, Hector Abrina is right now in the bullpen for the Houston Astros with 2 outs in here in the 7th. And what was that? That was a strike by far, but it's called a ball. 1-0. And here comes the next pitch. That's in the dirt for ball 4. Will they be able to get the out is the question. And that will not count as an out. There's no man on, so that throw was pretty useless. It's another walk for the Astros today. And now end off your 7th inning. Another solo shot by Mike Morris makes it 9-0 Mariners through the 7th inning stretch. Alright guys, I decided to end this game off early because if you've seen, we absolutely got killed in this game, especially in the first, because of Brad Peacock walking 5 batters in just a third of an inning. That's how ugly this game was because of Brad Peacock, who has a 30.86 ERA just because he allowed 7 earned runs in only a third of an inning. This was an ugly game. There was no point in finishing off the last couple innings. I know it was close, but I was just getting plain tired. I was starting to make more and more mistakes. I cut out a lot of stuff. But you know, this game was basically pointless. Cosart did pretty good. He had 2 earned runs, allowing 2 home runs. But overall, it was an ugly game. But anyway, this will now wrap up this video. All corrections will appear on your screen right now. There's a ton of corrections because I mixed up some words, I mixed up the operations, I mixed up batters, I mixed up everything so much because I have been recording 4 hours of All-Sim franchise with the Minnesota Twins just before this. Now be sure to smash that like button because the last Astros franchise video at this point only has 5 or 6 likes last time I checked on 69 views. So be sure to like this video. Like I said, thanks for watching and I hope you guys have a great day because mine is awful because of this game.